Good morning, everyone. It is day 10 out here in my Appalachian Trail through hike, question mark, question mark, question mark. If I had to make the decision today to keep going, I don't think I could make that decision. I'm having fun, but I'm also in a lot of pain, especially in my feet. And that's the primary place where I'm in pain. Everything else is really doing well. By the time I got done yesterday, my feet were hurting pretty good. I changed out my insoles today to my custom insoles to see if that helps. I'll know by the end of the day. Starting out this morning, it's a lot like it was when I started at 23. I wake up with the monster walk. The ankles don't want to flex. And but after 5 or 10 minutes, they're okay. The only thing that's really hurting this morning is my left heel. And it was the worst yesterday, so that's the primary reason I'm changing my insoles. We'll see what happens. Sometimes you just got to play with stuff out here. Play with your equipment, play with your shoes, whatever, to try to make things more comfortable. And it's a work in progress all the time. Ooh, it's a little chilly in here. Weird weather here. That's the second night that I've had out here where it got really cold early in the evening, and then it warmed up through the day, or through the night. When I went to bed last night, I was wearing my puffy, and I had to take it off about 3 a.m. because it just got too warm. But right in the middle of a green tunnel this morning. Today, the plan is, well, first of all, I'll say this. I got about 26 miles to get to Franklin. And in a perfect world, I could do 13 and 13. Maybe it's 20. I don't know. It's 26 or 28 miles. But in a perfect world, I could split it in half. I don't think I want to do that. I think that's putting too much on me too soon. Yesterday was a tough day. I'm glad I did yesterday after a 0. It did make it a much easier day. Today, the current plan is 12.6. Doesn't look too difficult. The big difference between yesterday and today is that yesterday we had 4,300 feet of ascent, and today we only have, I think, 2,200 feet of ascent. So, and when I say that, what I mean is, we're not going up in elevation overall, 2,200 feet. All of the up sections that we have combined total 2,200. So half as difficult as far as the ascents as yesterday. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be an easy day, but it's a pretty good indication. Sometimes it just depends on the terrain. So far, the terrain is not horrible. We've had a few moments. So today is day 10 with 1-0 so far. So that's technically 9 days on the trail. Tomorrow, I will hit the first 100-mile marker at Albert Mountain. And I believe that puts me 5-6 days, at least 5 days ahead of where I was in 23. So I cannot be disappointed with that. My heel pain is starting to go away, so I'm hoping that continues. I did not pack my food properly. I was having so much fun just talking to various people at the hostel. I really did not plan my next little section here before my next resupply. And I'm carrying way too much food. I should have only carried, I think if I carried just 3 days of food instead of 5, maybe even 6 days of food, that I would have been able to do this little stretch in 3 days and not 4. But I know, we'll see. I'm not out here to kill myself. I'm out here to push, but just to get myself back in shape so I can go up and hike with my trail sister and my girlfriend and Abby and not look like a fool. So far I think I'm doing well toward working toward that goal. And all right, well, this is flat ground. I'm going to put this away and try to roll up some miles. I haven't checked, but I'm guessing I'm probably a mile into the trail so far this morning. Of course, I just passed Chunky Gal Trail. When they made the names for these places, that was when sexism was the norm. And to me, it's just a reminder of how far we've come with women's rights and how far the current administration is trying to take from women's rights. That may be my only political spill of the day, but something to think about. It's kind of foggy out here this morning. It's muggy. It's 52 degrees, and I haven't done any big uphill. A slight uphill, mostly down or level so far. And I'm sweating. I'm already sweating. I changed up my pack configuration today. I don't know why I never did it before. I guess I'm hard-headed. The way I pack the internal section of my bag is all my sleep gear and my extra clothing that has to stay dry. That's all packed and absolutely squished into the bottom of my pack, inside a trash compactor bag. So not only does that make it waterproof, my clothing is also in a waterproof stuff sack inside that compactor bag. So it's doubly protected in case I get wet and I need warm clothes. My sleep gear, it's got to stay dry. So that's all carefully packed in the bottom and squished down. In the past, the next thing I would put down is my foam. It's just a foam cover. I can't think today. That goes underneath my sleeping pad to keep rocks and stuff that are under my tent from poking holes in it. And it's it's about time for a new one. But it goes on top of my compactor bag and gets squished again. And when I say squished, I mean I put all my weight on it to squish out all the air. From that point on, in the past, what I've done is put my food bag next. Once again, squish it down as best I can. One of the ways that I keep from squishing my food is the Ziploc bags that I use to keep all my separate food items in. I leave just a little bit of air in there and seal them up so that they don't get squished too bad. They're still going to get squished, but they're still edible. You're not just eating crumbs. So after that, in the past, after my food bag, would go my tent, my air pad that I sleep on, and my raincoat. And, well, this time I did it a little bit different, just to see. After my foam pad, then I put my tent and my air pad, then my food bag, and then my raincoat, which is in a stuff sack. It can go anywhere around the food bag, just fill in an empty space, and then seal it up. And when I seal it up with it's a Windrider Hyperlight, and I've had it for, I guess going on 2,500 to 3,000 miles now. And it's starting to show some wear, but it's still going strong. But it's also waterproof, depending on how you squish it down, roll it up, and strap it. So, in theory, at this point, I've got my clothing in 3 layers of waterproof material, my bedding in 2 layers, and if it does start to rain, other than a sprinkle, I do have a pack cover that will go over my pack and give it one more layer of protection. The last thing in the world you want to do out here is have all your sleep gear and your spare clothing get wet. That's a no-no. That's when you're setting yourself up for hypothermia. Yeah, we don't want that. Well, I knew the start this morning was going to be a little bit easier, and I'm enjoying this right now, so I'm just waiting for the hard stuff to hit. I know we've got one big climb in the middle, and outside of that, a bunch of little climbs. So, wouldn't break my heart to have an easier day. I'm feeling stronger. Every day out here, I feel a little bit stronger. I feel my muscles coming back. I feel and see the fat going away. I'm eating what I think is enough. At the same time, not overeating so that I can lose this weight. And I think I'm probably losing about 2 to 3 pounds a day right now. At some point, I'll have to put a stop to it and start eating other foods that have just crap in them, but they have that fat that your body will burn first. So, these are my favorite times out here. Nobody near me. There is one person ahead of me that left camp ahead of me. He's gone. He's a youngster, big old boy. Muscles coming out of everywhere. And I don't mean bulky. I mean just a big guy, strong guy. He carries that pack like it's like he's carrying a grocery bag. But he's gone. I don't even see him up front anymore. There's another youngster behind me. He was finishing up packing up his tent when I left. I expect he'll catch me here in the next few miles, if not sooner. There's the family of 4, 2 youngsters, maybe 13 and 10, that are absolutely enjoying their time out here with the grandparents. I had talks with them last night and again this morning. Good people, good people. The only other person I know that was back at that camping area, he camped above us, which was probably the better place to camp because you had 4 bars of service up there. When I went up to chat with him, I'm like, holy cow. I don't know if y'all can hear that when it happens. The grouse. I don't know the details of it, but I guess they beat their wings, and it almost sounds like something underground. Bow, 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 bow. And it's really cool. I'd love to see that happen. I've always intended to look it up and try to get a video online about it, and get more information. But it's really wild. I don't think you guys can hear it on the microphone on the camera, but it's really wild. When I was out here at 23, I had no clue what it was. I think it was Navigator that ended up telling me what it was. But I had all kinds of weird things going through my mind about what it could possibly be. but it's just a bird. You can definitely tell you're out of Georgia and into North Carolina. And I don't want to beat up North Carolina too bad. They've been beat up enough by the hurricane. And but if there was any kind of positive that came out of that storm, and there's not a lot. I mean, people died, people's property destroyed, people's livelihoods destroyed. But here on the trail, thousands of volunteers got together and came out to clear everything off the trail. And we haven't got to the part. I'm sure it's going to be very interesting when we get to that part that just got blown up in that hurricane. I've seen pictures, but we'll see. But having those thousands of volunteers come out here, for the most part, they were able to clear the trails. When I came through here in 23, the first 10 miles in North Carolina, I counted well over 60 blowdowns that had never been touched. So far in North Carolina, I've hit 2. And they could have very well be trees that have fallen since the storm and since the cleanup. So I'm not going to beat them up too much. But having said that, North Carolina also does not provide bear boxes or cables to hang your food bag, which to me is not a big deal. I found a place to hang my my food bag yesterday without too much of a problem. It's probably too close to my tent, but it was the best bear hang I could find. And it was well out of reach of any bear. So I was happy with that. Yeah, I'm just going to... Listen, when I edited my video yesterday, and I think it's a 39-minute video already, it was well over an hour. When you're out here by yourself, talking, just helps you go faster and farther, and helps you forget about your pain a little bit. So I apologize for any long videos that you're, holy crap, a 40-minute video. Fast forward or watch it. You get to choose. Think about me. I'm in my tent. If that's a 40-minute video, it probably takes me 1 to 2 hours to edit that video and to make it watchable, if it is anyways. So empathize with me. It takes me a couple hours to edit it, and you only 40 minutes to watch it. So. Boy, would I love for the trail to be like this all day. I could knock out a 20-mile day on this. No, I couldn't. I'm lying. My legs are already tired. I'll catch my second wind here shortly. It won't be so bad. Once I start going up hills, it takes about a half hour to adjust, your body to adjust. And damn it, man, why? I don't get this. I don't get this. If you're going to come out here and smoke, God damn it, pick up your frickin' butts. Why do I have to pick up your cigarette butts? That's about the 15th butt I've picked up. So somebody out here is smoking and just throwing their shit on the ground. I do have to keep an eye behind me. Good God, this is a 13-minute video already. Yeah, this one's going to have to be shortened. All right, I'm going to kill it for now. I'm going to try, if I can do it safely, to videotape some of what we consider some of the more technical spots out here at this point in the trail. The roots, the rocks. So this will just be a short clip. Of course, most of you know that farther up north it's like this, and worse, 100 times worse on the whole damn trail. You gotta be real careful through here, because you see the leaves cover everything. It's a great place to roll your ankle, so you gotta go slow. Okay, so, quick, simple, technical section that you gotta go slow in. Make sure you don't injure yourself. You get through it, and then it's just uphill. I have come 6.5 miles in 3 hours. If you look at the graph that I'm going to put in the middle of this video, I just finished, or I got a 1/10 of a mile to go to finish this biggest climb of the day. And it was, I believe, about 1,400 feet up and 2.4 miles. And I felt strong coming up it. I had to stop a few times, but nowhere near as many times as I would have a week ago, just a week ago. I'm pretty happy with my progress out here right now. You can see the elevation that I'm at. I'm walking through the clouds, and it's keeping me nice and moist and wet. Yay, because it's cold out here. It's probably about 52 degrees right now. The temperature's come down since I left camp this morning, just because of higher elevation and this mist. Now the good thing is, if you look at that graph, most of the rest of the day is going to be downhill. Break my heart. As long as it's not too rocky, too technical, I can knock that out pretty quick. We shall see. All right, put this way, get my trekking poles, get up this last 1/10 and start coming down. Quick little video. This is a trail down to water, standing in a mountain. This is where I went, where I thought there was water. There's no water down here. The water is at the trail back there. I didn't know what I was doing when I came through here in 23, and I got my ass lost. That was the first place where I learned how to use far out to get me unlost. And the rest is history. I've come a little over 7.3 miles, somewhere in that area. Yeah, look at this. Mountain laurels, rhododendrons, they're just beautiful. Even without the flowers, they're beautiful. I'm right rolling along right now, man. I mean, some of these downhills are a little technical. I got to slow down a little bit, but overall, I can't. Yeah, I'm happy, man. I'm rolling right through this stuff. This is the early version of Damn Rocks. Put a couple tents up here. All right. I am going to be going downhill on this loose stuff, so I'm going to get my trekking poles. Look at this. Look at this. How beautiful is this? I have come right at 9 miles, and it's just afternoon. I've got 3.6 to go. I think I'm probably gonna not stop for lunch and just have a bigger supper, because I'm just rolling, man. After 9 miles, my feet feel pretty good. I haven't decided yet if it's because of the insoles that I swapped out or because of the terrain. The terrain has been a little bit more rocky, especially at the top of this last climb. But I think it's the insoles. Okay, so I think I'll stick with these insoles for a couple days and see how they do. But just ran into a young man back up the trail. He's rolling along, but he's out here with a group section hiking, and you can tell he's struggling a little bit, but he's doing it. And stopped and chatted with him for a few minutes because, frankly, I was surprised Maybe 2% of the hikers out here are people of color, and he is a young black man. And I hope I didn't offend him, but I did mention that, well, what I just said, that about 2% of the people who come out here and hike this trail are people of color. And it's great to see him out here. I wish I saw more people out here, because one of the things he mentioned is that he loves the serenity, the peace and quiet. And I mean, that's where it's at, man. That's where it's at. So I think he said he's with a group of 3 or 4, and the rest of them are up ahead of me. I'm surprised I haven't caught him yet. He's kind of lagging behind, but I told him that when I passed him that I tell him slow their asses down. But I'm glad to see him out here, regardless of race, and he's out here enjoying what Mother Nature gave us to enjoy. You can't beat that. All right, put this way, and I want to haul some ass, man. I've come 10.2 miles. It's a little bit after 1 o'clock. Nice little stream. I just filled up with water, so I'm good. Oh boy. Am I going to try to rock hop this with my phone in my hand? Yes, I am. Let's see, where can I throw my phone if I don't make it? I better make it. Piece of cake. Oh, this would have been a great place. I love how they set up these rhododendron leaves to make little spouts. Not necessary here, but somebody thought it was. That's okay. I just passed the bigger group of section hikers. They were planning on going to a place called Betty Creek Gap, which I immediately told them that's not a good place to go if you're doing bear hangs. And they looked at me like, what? The only thing that's there in Betty Creek Gap is rhododendron bushes. There's no place to hang your food bag out of the reach of a bear. That's why when I was through here 3 years ago, they had major bear issues there, because some of the hikers went through and just didn't understand that you're not dealing with teddy bears out here. These are full-size, standing on their hind legs, 10-foot tall bears. All right, you can't hang a food bag 5 feet off the ground and expect a 10-foot bear is not going to get it. So they're going to reevaluate. Up to them. They may or may not. Section hikers don't always do the common sense thing because they don't know. Sometimes they got to learn things the hard way, just like we do. But I hope they take my advice. I don't think that's a good place. I told them that either stop before at the shelter I'm going to be at, or go a mile past. There's a big open area with a culvert that has water coming through it, and great places to tent, hammock, whatever it is you're going to do. All right, I'm going to put this down.